Listen closely, chosen ones. This is the call you've been waiting for. The roar of destiny awakening you. The fire in your veins that won't let you rest. We stand at a crossroads where fear can no longer find its place. There's a surge of power here, urgent and undeniable, urging us to prepare for a new path ahead, one that will demand we leave behind old doubts and illusions. The time for living halfway is over. Gather your courage, hold your faith tightly, and move forward with that wildfire burning in your heart. A transformative wave of divine strength is crashing toward you, and you can't just stand still. This is the moment to rise and fight for the freedom that has always been yours. So if you're ready to discover what lies ahead, if your spirit trembles with anticipation, like this message, subscribe and comment 77 to let heaven know you're ready for this next leap. Chapter 1. The Awakening of a Forgotten Dream. Chosen ones, can you feel it? There's an undercurrent shifting, an awakening that refuses to be silenced. For so long, you may have felt a restless yearning in your soul, seeking a connection deeper than mere words. Perhaps you pushed it aside, telling yourself it was just wishful thinking, one of those illusions the watchers try to plant when you're vulnerable. But here you are, standing at the edge of a monumental change, feeling an inexplicable pulse of anticipation. This is where your past collides with your present in a powerful, defining moment. You've spent years dealing with heartbreak, broken trust, or barriers so high that no one dared to climb them. But now there's a crack in that fortress. Light is breaking through, showing you that the wounds of the past no longer have the power to shape your future. It's as though God Himself is stepping in, reminding you that all those times you felt alone or misunderstood were merely stepping stones to this precise moment. The watchers, those unseen forces of doubt, have tried to keep your heart in slumber. They thrive on negativity, sprinkling illusions like seeds, hoping they'll take root and convince you to remain isolated. They whisper that love is a fairy tale, that it's safer to stay guarded. Yet there's no stopping the transformation rumbling beneath your feet. A meltdown of old patterns is forcing your walls to crumble. The synergy of a grand design is aligning itself just for you. Doors are swinging open, doors you once feared to even knock upon. This is real, and it's happening now, not in some distant future. Think about moments when you almost said yes to new beginnings, but retreated at the last second. That tug of war in your spirit was never random. It was the watchers sensing your potential and doing everything in their power to stifle it. But illusions can only hold you if you hand them your faith, and you're about to reclaim that faith with a force that will startle even you. This journey is not about fluff or fair-weather daydreams. It's about stepping into the battlefield of your own heart and saying, I refuse to be ruled by the scars of the past. That decision alone shakes the realm of negativity to its core, dethroning the illusions that insisted you remain hidden. You are standing in the middle of a grand unveiling, an invitation to experience love on a level that breaks every chain of generational pain. Ready or not, your heart is stirring. The watchers tremble because they know once you awaken to the truth of what's coming, there is no going back to the shadows. You may have grown comfortable with your own defenses, but the tide is turning, urging you to pack up every shred of courage, to gather your emotional armor, and to prepare for a journey that is destined. The dream you thought was dead is stirring back to life. This time, you won't be traveling alone. Chapter 2. Leaving the land of doubt, chosen ones. Take a moment and look around at the land you've been standing in. Doubt has reigned here for far too long. It's a barren place where watchers have roamed freely, planting seeds of fear in your mind, hoping you would water them with your hesitation. You've walked these grounds before. Every time you questioned whether you were deserving of happiness, every time you settled for half-hearted connections or retreated behind iron walls. That land of doubt, it's not your home, and it's time to leave it behind for real. Feel the urgency in the air. This isn't the sort of journey you can postpone or arrange for a more convenient season. Something massive is shifting. God is at work, clearing a path before you, aligning circumstances that once seemed impossible to overcome. If you've been sensing an electric buzz in your spirit, or noticing small signs, random confirmations that seem more than coincidence, it's all part of the synergy blazing through your life. Events are conspiring in your favor because you finally dared to say, "I'm ready," even if just in a soft whisper. You might have experienced a recent meltdown, one of those moments where everything felt like it was crashing down on you at once. Take heart, for that meltdown was the final blow to illusions that no longer serve you. It's as though every shaky foundation had to crumble so you could see the bedrock of your true worth. Negativity, that old tyrant, is being dethroned, and watchers are losing their grip. They understand that once you decide to leave the land of doubt, you'll no longer stand still as an easy target. They can't manipulate someone who's moving, and you are about to spin toward your destiny with unstoppable force. So gather your belongings, your hopes, your lessons, and even your scars. Pack them as memories of what you've overcome, but don't bring along the condemnation that once weighed you down like chains. That condemnation was never yours to carry. Let it fall like dust from your shoes. You're entering new territory when negativity's voice is drowned out by promises that ring true in your heart. You were chosen not to remain stuck, but to pioneer a new way forward. Be warned, illusions will try to provoke second thoughts, asking questions like, what if I'm just setting myself up to be disappointed? Isn't it safer to stay guarded? Such questions are the watcher's last attempt to keep you chained. But the synergy you feel is not an empty hype. It's your spirit resonating with the divine plan that's been set in motion. Once you decide to walk out of the land of doubt, you'll find that each step you take gets lighter, almost as if invisible hands are pushing you forward. This departure may come with tears or trembling, but that's all right. Vulnerability is the seed of courage, and your tears can water the new ground you're about to claim. Remember, you were never created to live under illusions. God designed you to experience the fullness of your worth, and that includes a real, tangible love that stands the test of time. So leave this place of doubt behind. The road calls and the sunrise is waiting. Chapter 3. The Clash of Fear and Faith. Chosen ones, be prepared. As you set out on this new path, you'll find yourself caught in the crossfire of a clash between fear and faith. This is no small skirmish. It's a full-scale battle raging for the possession of your heart. Fear has always been the watcher's weapon of choice. They know that if they can convince you to play it safe or question your potential, you'll never fully embrace the breakthrough that's unfolding. What does this clash look like? It can appear as unexpected setbacks just when you gather the courage to hope. It might be a sudden swirl of self-doubt, old voices taunting you with memories of heartbreak or missed chances. But as fierce as this assault can be, faith is more powerful. Faith stands like an unshakable wall, refusing to cave under intimidation. It reminds you that when illusions crumble, it's only so truth can step forward. This is God's battlefield, and He has already declared victory on your behalf. Yet you're not a passive bystander in this war. You are armed with every lesson gleaned from past meltdowns. You've seen negativity dethroned before in smaller ways, but enough to know that once you taste genuine freedom, it's nearly impossible to go back. You carry within you the synergy of divine favor, an active force that attracts exactly the right people, the right timing, and the right doors opening at the perfect moment. Watchers can't stand against synergy because synergy is governed by eternal law, not human logic. If fear tries to halt you, remember the fiery convictions that brought you this far. Think about the clarity that washed over you when you first realized you deserve more than a life defined by hiding or settling. It's that clarity which shatters illusions faster than any external rest you could. Every time fear whispers that you might fail, faith roars back that your steps are ordered, that you aren't alone in the slightest. This is not a vague, maybe someday kind of help. It's the real immediate presence of a God who orchestrated your awakening for just this season. When the clash intensifies, do not flee. Stand your ground. Fear only holds power if you waver in the face of it. Instead, let it spur you to action. Confront those old doubts head on, disarming them by speaking the truth out loud. I was chosen for this. I refuse to let illusions anchor me in the past. The watchers might surround, but they can't penetrate the shield of faith you wield. Let them watch, powerless, as each wave of doubt crashes and dissolves at your feet. This battle might feel like it's draining you, but ironically, it will also refine you. Each confrontation with fear fortifies your spirit, making you more certain of the promise that lies ahead. The friction between fear and faith generates a spark that ignites hope into something unquenchable. And that hope is precisely the fuel you need to keep going, to keep believing, and to keep your heart open to the journey that is already blossoming under your feet. So stand tall, chosen ones. The clash won't last forever, but your victory will. Chapter 4. Grasping the Promise. Unfolding, chosen ones, this promise isn't distant or abstract. It's unfolding right now, woven into your day-to-day encounters and the whisper of your own thoughts. You can practically feel its pulse, a tangible reality that God is orchestrating beneath the surface of everything you once called ordinary. You've witnessed illusions fall away. You've sensed the watcher's recoil as negativity loses its grip on your spirit. That's not random. It's the promise breathing life into what you once thought was beyond reach. You may ask yourself, what if I'm wrong? What if this is just another mirage? Hear this. Synergy doesn't lie. When you walk in alignment with divine timing, doors that refuse to budge suddenly swing open. Conversations drift toward the very hope you've been secretly carrying. Invitations to connect on deeper levels arrive from corners you never expected. This is more than luck. It's the orchestrated choreography of a God who pays attention to every detail of your life. Yet with each new glimpse of the promise, illusions try to stage a comeback. They'll remind you of past betrayals, urging you to see patterns where there are none. They hope you'll second-guess the authenticity of what's manifesting right before your eyes. It's almost comical how predictable their tactics become once you recognize them. The meltdown moments that once rattled you have actually sharpened your discernment, making it easier for you to spot these intrusive thoughts for what they are, the watcher's final stand. Negativity might also attempt to creep back in, playing the role of a protective show. Don't get your hopes up, it whispers. You will avoid disappointment if you keep your expectations low. But disappointment is a cheap excuse that robs you of the fullness of what's unfolding. Chosen ones aren't meant to shrink into numbness. They are called to risk their hearts, trusting that the force guiding them is bigger than any setback that might arise. Grasping this promise means accepting that God's love for you is not a general concept, but a deeply personal force that moves heaven and earth on your behalf. It means packing your faith and courage alongside your daily routines, ready to embark on a journey that could reshape everything. Don't let illusions trap you in cycles of suspicion. If you truly believe that you're chosen, then act like it. Step boldly into conversations, opportunities, and connections that resonate with the energy stirring in your soul. People might notice a glow in you they can't quite describe. You catch glances that suggest a sense of transformation. That glow is the synergy of hope and promise colliding, breaking down unseen barriers, and radiating through your entire being. This is you living in your rightful inheritance, receiving love not as an abstract concept, but as a lived reality that saturates each moment. Hang on to that reality, chosen ones. Don't let illusions or watchers steal what's already taking form in your life. Grasp this promise with both hands and watch as it grows into something beyond which your mind could conjure on its own. It's here, it's real, and it's time you finally taste the fullness of what was meant for you all along. Chapter 5. The Turning Point of the Heart. Chosen ones, there comes a moment when the scales tip, when what was once barely a flicker becomes a blazing certainty in your chest. You might feel it in a single conversation or during a quiet moment alone. Suddenly you realize you've crossed a threshold, and nothing can drag you back to the old ways of thinking. That's the turning point of the heart, a surge of conviction that outlasts every fear, every nagging illusion. You may even look in the mirror one morning and see a different person gazing back. It's not that your features changed, but the light in your eyes is fiercer, more alive. This is the aftermath of dethroning negativity and telling watchers their reign is finished. You fought the meltdown and come out carrying new strength. Where once you might have hesitated, you now find yourself stepping forward in faith without overthinking every angle. It's not reckless, it's soul-level assurance that you're guided by something, someone greater than yourself. In this turning point, the synergy you've sensed all along becomes relentless. Doors open even faster. Serendipitous encounters pile up. You find yourself at a crossroads where one direction leads back to the familiar land of doubt, and the other leads you into territories uncharted, yet thrillingly real. There's no question which way you go. The illusions might jump in front of you, waving past disappointments like warning flags, but they lack the power to override the choice of a heart awakened. Fear tries to cling to your ankles, but it can grip a spirit that's already dancing with hope. You might find yourself sharing a part of your story you once vowed never to speak aloud. Vulnerability is no longer a burden. It becomes a key unlocking deeper bonds with those around you. And in that openness, real love begins to anchor itself into your life. You start to see the reflection of your growth in the way people treat you and the opportunities they offer, in the loyalty they show. This is not some stroke of luck. It's the direct manifestation of a turning point in your heart that rippled into everything you touch. Consider for a moment the watchers watching from the sidelines. They're unsettled by your resolve, caught off guard by the unstoppable force you've become. Negativity, forced off its throne, might still mutter in the corner, but its voice sounds weak against the roar of your conviction. Meltdown is a distant memory now, an echo that served its purpose by cracking open the deepest parts of you to let the light flood in. This moment is pivotal, like the crest of a wave after which everything rushes forward with unstoppable momentum. You feel a blend of exhilaration and calm, knowing there's no turning back to who you used to be, and that's precisely how it should be, chosen ones. The old cycles no longer fit. You've outgrown them, blossomed beyond them. This turning point isn't a fleeting high. It's a permanent shift in your axis, redirecting the course of your entire life. Embrace it fully, for there's more ahead than you ever dared to dream. Chapter 6. Preparing for a New Horizon. Chosen ones, you stand at the threshold of a horizon that is both electrifying and unfamiliar. Your heart tugs you forward, sensing growth and promise. Yet part of you wonders if watchers will ambush the moment you step onto new ground. But you've seen watchers lose their power, witnessed negativity toppled from its lofty perch, and felt synergy surge within a divine alignment no earthly force can block. You can't dismiss the signs anymore. People, places, and possibilities once hidden now shimmer before you. Coincidences stack up. Conversations confirm your direction. Events align at just the right time. This is no random chance. It's a precise orchestration. This path isn't about aimless wandering. It's about marching forward with full knowledge that your steps are guided from above. Consider how far you've come. You've broken chains of self-doubt, dethroned illusions, and navigated meltdowns that could have extinguished your hope. Instead, they were refined. Watchers scurry away when faced with unwavering faith. Now funnel that faith into action. Pray with intention, visualize your outcome, and take daily steps to honor this unstoppable transformation. A dreamer talks of possibilities, but a doer arranges life around them. Negativity may try sneaking back in, subtle ways through offhand remarks or the cautious words of well-meaning people may have allowed that negativity to pass to you, but it holds no power over you now. You know the truth burning within your spirit. Keep your focus on the horizon, not on the shadows behind you. In this moment of preparation, it may feel like you're standing at the edge, ready to leap into the unknown. But this is not a blind fall. It's a jump into arms that have already proven their faithfulness. The watchers have no authority here. Illusions cannot cloud what is now clear, and negativity no longer has dominion over your future. Chosen ones, summon your strength. You're about to cross a threshold, leaving behind what was and embracing what will be. Your heart, stirred and awakened to its divine purpose, senses the call of the horizon. Answer it boldly, with all the courage you can muster. Chapter 7. The Road Ahead, Open and Unwritten. Chosen ones, the road ahead unfolds like an unwritten tapestry waiting for your mark. You've witnessed the illusions that once shackled your heart in doubt. You've seen the watchers retreat as their hold on your spirit slipped away. The meltdown that seemed to threaten your strength instead awakened a hidden power within. Now you stand at the brink of a future aglow with promise. This isn't exaggeration. It's the reality of God moving the seemingly impossible, aligning events and people in ways you never imagined. Negativity has lost its throne, reduced to mere background noise in the face of your evolving story. Synergy now guides every step you take, leading you into conversations and opportunities that your former self could never have envisioned. You face each day not with fear, but with wonder, knowing your spirit was designed for this unfolding. Your once broken heart has become a fortress of hope. Pain may visit again, but now you know how to transform it into growth. You're no longer the person you were standing at the edge of doubt. You've crossed that line, unraveling illusions one courageous choice at a time. And the synergy that brought you this far continues to propel you forward, inviting you to move further, faster. You may not know every detail, but you know enough. Watchers cannot thrive where faith is unshakable. Negativity is silenced by the love you radiate. Meltdown moments are not endings. They are catalysts for deeper transformation. Above all, God walks beside you, guiding every step. Imagine stepping onto a road of endless curves, each one revealing new horizons. With every stride, your ability to give and receive love expands. Friendships deepen, new alliances form, and your presence becomes a guiding light for those still trapped in illusions. This is your reality now, a life in motion, driven by promises taking form. The watchers may observe, but they can't touch what divine authority has sealed. Negativity can murmur, but it cannot pierce a heart fortified by truth. You carry the lessons from your meltdowns as treasured reminders. Ahead lies a path yet unwritten, waiting for your courage, faith, and unstoppable love. And so, you move forward, chosen ones, stepping into the unknown with unwavering fire, knowing that what awaits you is nothing short of extraordinary.